Hey guys, how's it going? So, this is Navy Captain Landy, the new ML5 coming out. As you can see right here, well, maybe not under my camera, she is a Light Knight Leo, so same stats as Charlotte. And I just want to say, it's not a skin! It's an ML5! I knew it! All these people trying to convince me that no, it's a skin, no, it's a skin. Look at the nope, it's an ML5, and I'm really excited for her because I love her design. I love it. One of my favorite designs in the entire game. So this is her S3 right here. She looks super good. Oh my god. I will say the boat looks a little low res, but she looks amazing. That's good enough for me. Anyways, let's just skip ahead here. So as I said before, her stats are the exact same as Charlotte. I don't think any other character has those stats. Really slow, but that's fine for her. For like these bruiser kind of characters, she gets some pretty crit chance. She has not amazing attack, but not that bad, and a decent amount of tankiness overall. Her imprints, so you got to keep in mind this is a ML limited unit, so it's probably pretty hard to get Landy imprints unless you're pulling on that banner or you're using slates, which I'm going to triple S her. We don't exactly know if they have any special way of getting the imprints at the moment, but I'm going to assume not really. But pretty interesting stats overall. I think it seems solid. They didn't give her anything crazy like crit chance imprints, so you don't have to worry too much if you don't have the imprints. It's not that big of a deal. It won't make a crazy difference. So that's good. So first of all, skill 2 is a passive. Immune to debuffs which prevent movement, which as of now are just stun and sleep. And increases crit hit resistance by 50%. She has a 50% chance to not be crit, and when you upgrade this, it's 70%. That's basically like evasion, except you can still land debuffs and stuff on them. Kinda huge deal. At the start of battle, increases critical hit resistance of all allies except for the caster for 2 turns. And then every time she attacks, she ramps up attack by 10% up to 5 times. So, the match starts, your whole team is anti-crit, and she has 70% chance to not be crit. Sounds like an amazing anti-cleave strategy. And she's a knight, right? So instantly this brings to mind, there's like 2 ways you could build her. Maybe you build her as a DPS, or what if you build her as just like a 26,000 health Aureus holder, and you just give the team anti-crit, and she's kind of the best mitigation knight against just full damage, right? Like Ahmed, Cleave, and all that other kind of stuff. That seems pretty interesting. Really powerful at the start of the match. So, skill 3. Mobilize the warship. When she has 100 fighting spirit, she's a fighting spirit character. She increases attack for 3 turns. Normally it's 2 turns, so 3 is actually really long. Attacks all enemies of the warship, stunning them, and penetrates defense by 60%. So we don't know exactly how much damage this is going to do. You have to build her really tanky overall, but you build her also with a decent amount of damage. I think it's very plausible. But I think this is probably a huge nuke ability in AoE. And if we look at the little video here, when she gets this ability, so she hits this team right here, they have like an Aureus tank, etc. So that did 24,000 damage to him, which is kind of ridiculous. She does have Vigor, so that's from Emma Lilius, but like 13,000 to him, 16,000, like it's kind of a nuke. It hits really hard overall. So when she gets 100 fighting spirit, she does a bunch of damage and it's a stun, so against a lot of like bruises and other stuff, that's pretty good. That definitely seems really powerful, so I kind of like the idea of that. It's a very simple ability, nice and clean too. Then here's her S1, and this is kind of a big deal. So she starts with 0 fighting spirit, I believe. 25 every time she uses this, so 4 S1s. And every time she attacks, she gets 25% combat readiness. That's a pretty huge push. It's going to help her a lot. After attacking, has a 40% chance to activate salvo fire as an extra attack. Attacks all enemies and recovers health of the caster proportional to her attack. And then also, you can soul burn to increase effect chance to 100%. So that means she has a simple S1 that also has a big AoE that heals her, which is pretty amazing. And notice, it doesn't say doesn't work on counter attack or dual attack or anything like that. That's pretty important, isn't it? That means you can run them with like Emma Lilius, Ross, all that kind of stuff for dual attacks. And also, it immediately brings to mind counter set or even unity set. So this is what the salvo looks like. It actually gets its own animation. Look at that. Looks amazing. She's basically just a way better looking normal Landy, essentially. So pretty much what I'm thinking of how I want to build her is I kind of want to look at like same sort of defensive stat line as someone like Senya maybe. So maybe like look at like 16,000 health, 1600 defense, something along those lines. Then for damage, well, you obviously want max crit, maybe like 180, 185 speed if you can, maybe a little bit less because it might be hard on counter set. As for damage, maybe like, this is just a ballpark, like 3,500 attack, 250 crit damage or something like that. Let's just pretend. I don't think you need to do crazy damage on her because she ramps up. And I think you go counter set, and since she only has one single attack and it's only her normal S1 and she has so much AoE, I don't think you need pen set. So I'm actually going to say something like crit set, or honestly unity set. Getting one dual attack with her is worth more than anything any set could give you in an entire match, because it has a chance to activate salvo, which is incredibly strong. It pushes her up so she's getting more turns, gives her a fourth of her entire turn. And it also well, it's Fighting Spirit, Salvo, and CR Push, and damage. It's amazing. And it ramps up her damage, too. It gives her extra 10% towards the 5 stacks. So, essentially, I think that Unity might be her best set, her secondary set, which is funny. And then you would have Unity and counter set, so it makes it so that, you know, they attack you, you counter, that's huge. You attack, you get a dual attack, that's huge. But no matter what, it seems like a great bonus. So that's kind of what I'm thinking at the moment of building her on. As for artifact, Elbrus, come on. Counter Elbrus, she's a knight. I think she's going to be a really good anti-cleave bruiser, and you could maybe even build her as a full-on just tank with Aureus, and she becomes a good anti-cleave tank to run. Though, I don't know if I'd want to run her that way, but I guess if people aren't using her as a bruiser, they can do that, so I think that's pretty cool. But all in all, I'm really interested in this unit. There's other warrior artifacts to try out too, so people might have their own variations. But I think she's going to be really fun. I love the design. I think that she's a little toxic for the game, if I'm being honest. I think anti-crit, it's frustrating. No one likes fighting Senya, so it's really annoying. So I don't really like that, but I'll give it a pass just because I like her design so much. Just this once. Just this one time. So anyways, that's about all I have to say about her. I'm really excited for her. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you guys next time.